Hi everyone, I'll be going over budgeting. So what is a budget? It is an estimate of how much money you'll be making or how much you will be spending over a certain period of time. So some people like to look at their budgeting in quarters. So you can do quarterly checks or a quarterly budget check. And so with a budgeting, you want to check on your income. You want to check your fixed expenses. Now, fixed expenses are your rent, your car insurance. Most of those things are things that don't change over time. The amount is always going to stay the same. Now, for variable expenses, these are expenses that change. So when you go to the gas station, you don't always get the same amount of gas most times. So that is a variable expense. And then we have discretionary expenses. These are things that you want to do for fun, entertainment. If that's going out to eat, you want to buy a game or you want to buy clothes. Those are discretionary expenses. So now we're going on to the steps of making a budget. Now you want to list your income. You want to have an idea of how much money you're bringing into your household before you go over your expenses. Now your expenses are things that you're spending your income on. So you want to make sure that your income is covering your expenses, but it's also not taking over your income. So you want to make sure that you still have a little bit left over after paying your expenses. You want to set priorities for essentials and discretionary expenses, but you do not want to exceed your income. So you do not want to go in debt for having fun or trying to pay your bills. So make sure that you're paying your stuff on time, but also making sure that you're not incurring more than you can pay. So value-based budgeting. Most individuals, decisions are made based on their values. So this is looking at your values, your priorities, and your goals. So values are determined by useful prioritizing income, savings, and spending decisions. So these are things that you want to take into account when you're thinking about when you want to spend your money. I know I have to pay rent every month, and so I'm valued in wanting to stay in my house. And so I'm going to make sure that I have enough money to pay my rent every month so I can live in my household. So why do you want to put your value first? Because our spending can get easily adrift. I know sometimes when I get my paycheck, I like to spend my money, I pay my bills and I have some left over. That does not always mean you need to go out and buy a new bag or you need to go out to eat with your friends just because you have the money. You need to budget your money so you can use that to put towards your values and also towards your goals. We are easily distracted from our intentions. Yes. And aligning your income, savings, and spending choices with what we consider important. Now, you always want to put the important things first. You do not want to put your wants over your needs because your wants are not going to keep you together after. And so it helps make consistent financial decisions and takes commitment actions. Prioritizing your values. Our values are important because they help us grow and develop. So values are guides to our principles that dictate our behavior and our actions. So this is going to help us figure out what we're going to do. So these are some questions that you would like to that you should ask yourself. What principles, qualities, or pursuits are most worthwhile and desirable? What concerns do you most care about? What meaningful ideas do you cherish? And what are you most passionate about? Now, when establishing financial goals, financial decisions will depend on your goals. So when you don't have any goals, you won't be able to make smart decisions for your money. So if for instance, I have a goal of starting my own business. Now I need to save my money, so I need to set money aside. If I didn't have a goal of starting a business and I just had this idea in my head, I probably wouldn't be saving my money. I'll just have this idea, oh, I'm going to start my business. But having this goal to save at least $500 next month to start my business allows me to get my goals and get everything that I need in action to keep myself going. So common objectives for financial goal setting. You want to improve your cash flow. So either that's talking to your job and getting increased payment, getting increase on your salary. If that's having a side hustle, starting your own business, or just doing things outside of your regular job. You want to pay down your debt. You don't want to have any debt. You don't want to have too much debt on your credit line. And so this will allow you to build your credit, but also not have to worry about putting your everyday need, not putting your everyday money into your credit. And so you still have money left over for the things that you need. You want to accumulate savings. So that means you want to set aside money. You want to have at least, you want to start saving money. And with me, I would say for college students, at least start saving $200 to $500 before you come to school, especially for students that aren't going to be working or doing work study while getting their education. You want to reduce your expenses. So if you like going out to eat 5 times a week, why not cut it down to 3? This will help you improve how much money you have in your bank account. You also want to start by building a retirement fund. This is good for if you have a job, so you want to start a 401k. You want to look into these different things that when you're building your salary, getting into a job, so that once you leave your job, you don't have to worry about making money. And then also funding education. Like I said, most students don't work while in school, or they might not do work study. So saving money and finding money to fund your education, if that's scholarships or grants, are good ways to help increase your finances.